Hello, good morning. So wonderful to be here with you all. So this morning we have a wonderful, powerful practitioner who is holding the light, really anchoring in that consciousness during the entire service today. So give some love to Rebecca Berry. All right, so as you know, Seaside is a thriving community. There is absolutely always something happening here at Seaside. So just so you know, whatever I miss, or if I say it too fast, because that might happen, you may check your Inside Seaside. All the information is right there for you. Starting off with meditation, in case you didn't know, between services from 10:20 to 10:40, there's always meditation happening right here in the sanctuary. And if you have been looking for a place to serve your joy and your light and reach out to Robert Furby or to any of the ushers here about being a Sunday usher or a lead for first service. So the San Diego Interfaith Ministerial Association, SEDIMA, and Seaside will be hosting the Lord's Prayer in different texts with Roy Gesford, an Aramaic scholar, on Wednesday, July 31st at 6 p.m. right here at Seaside. If you haven't noticed, inside your program, you have a couple of flyers for the classes that are coming up. One of them is to learn how to make fear a friend with Reverend Brian Anderson's How to Handle Fear. There's also the Metaphysical Hitchcock, which is a class where Reverend Catherine Bonin reveals 5 spiritual truths hidden in 5 incomparable movies. So you'll watch The Lady Vanishes, Stage Fright, and a few other movies. Check out that flyer, it's in your program. And you'll learn 4 types of faith and forms of love. So these are some of the messages that are in those movies. Also, Deep Sound is every Monday. So this Monday, next Monday, there'll be a Monday after that. All these Mondays throughout the summer, there will be a Deep Sound meditation happening right here in the sanctuary. And if you didn't notice, did you all get your bookmarks? No, check your programs. They're in there. You got one. So everyone has a program. Yep, everyone has a program and everyone has a bookmark, and this is for how to be a masterful manifester. This is a class with Reverend Christian, and it starts this Wednesday, July 10th. And if you are ready to turn your dreams into reality, are you ready? Yeah. All right. If you're ready to unlock your heart's desires, release habits and thoughts blocking you from your greater good, learn to eliminate the burden of your financial worries, feel and know your self-worth, and discover the keys to continual inflow of your wealth, whew, if you're ready, you're going to sign up in the family room after service. It's all set up for you. Write down your names. Just know that if you sign up in advance, it's $60. And the day of, so that's on Wednesday, it'll be $75. So if I were you, I would sign up like right now. Not right now, but like after service. So make sure to sign up. Make sure that you get your names in. And basic beliefs, if this is your very first time here at Seaside, welcome. And there is a basic beliefs class right after second service, so you can learn more about our philosophies here at Centers for Spiritual Living. And with all that being said, you may now stand and greet your neighbors.
Please remain standing for the congregational song. It's a brand new one. Brand new song. Got it from a gal named Carrie Hillary, sharing it with me. And it's really simple. You'll get it, and then there's a different word at the bottom. Here we go. I let the love wash over me. I let the love wash over. Part goes, I let the love wash over me. I let the love wash over me. I let the love wash over me. That's the whole song. We're going to change it to truth now. I let the truth wash over me. I let the truth wash over me.
Hey, that was a new one. We did pretty good.
Yeah.
They did a lot better in this service than the first one.
Warm up to it.
Yeah, that's it. Any fun gigs this week?
I was in New Orleans this past weekend for 4th of July weekend.
Ooh, all right.
So it was a good time.
Did you eat any of that what do they call it?
Some gumbo, and I had some beignets, which I think are still in my tummy. Still working.
You look great. You look great. Hey, we're so grateful you make it back on Sunday mornings. We just love you, Rebecca.
I'm so glad
Thank you.
this schedule works out that I can do that.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm glad Sheila E. knows your priorities. Sunday morning, Seaside. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to be with you in July. Wow, here we are in summer, and we are rolling. Hey, did you enjoy the 4th? Yeah, fireworks and all that stuff? Not too much. Hey, we're going to have some fireworks going on here this morning. There's going to be life. There's going to be thinking. There's going to be fire in your soul. You ready for that? Woo, all right. Well, welcome. Wherever you may have been on your path this summer that you found your way here to Seaside on Sunday morning, touches my heart deeply. Feel free to pull out your phone, check in, let your friends and your crew know where you are, that we have got Ray Davis, who's going to be singing this morning. Always great. And Rebecca, and we just got a lot of life going on. So just welcome to Seaside. Just know it is a community where we care, we love, we operate the best we can without judgment. And truly, we are here for one another, a community. We love you guys online, and we know you're part of community for sure, and that you are there. And we got a group that is here, and together we are greater and bolder together for sure, making a difference in this world by contributing that which is positive, that which we have to share. And one of the things we like to do here from a deep place is prayer. And we've got a wonderful prayer this morning in Trudy, wonderful practitioner at Seaside.
Thank you. Such joy this morning here at Seaside. And yet here is an opportunity to turn to the sacred, to feel and see and experience the divine that is right here, right now. And so let us turn to center in this silence. It is in the silence where our inner world reminds us of who we are. Father, Mother God, I recognize your beauty, your joy, your allness, you that are love, compassion, joy, and the essence of my life, both in and out. I recognize that this divine purpose, this idea that I call God, is in this room, just bursting with joy. Joy that the collective is right here, the collection of people that are here in this room called Seaside are vibrating at a place where we become the beacon of light for others. I unify myself knowing and feeling an immersion, a washing, if you will, of spirit just coming on over me. And as I know this for you and me, we begin this walk of what shall we do with today? I'm choosing to let it unfold as love and practice unconditional love with you right here, where it is safe and where you are my brothers and sisters of like-mindedness. And I also invoke the power and presence that is so beautifully prepared for you here by Reverend Dr. Christian. As he speaks this morning and we joyfully laugh and collectively feel the unity, we know and are reminded that we are one. And it is so good. So for all the gifts that have been brought here today, all of the musicians, everyone involved, thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's continue to smile at one another and bring the vibration of joy into this room that I am experiencing here right now, and it is love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is.
God is real. God is magnificent. God is light. God is love. I am real. I am magnificent. I am light. I am love. You are real. You are magnificent. You are light. You are love. We are real. We are magnificent. We are light. We are love.
Let's breathe that in a little more, family. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you, Rebecca, for centering us in even deeper into this beautiful Sunday morning. Good morning, family. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Audra Nicole. I am a practitioner here at Seaside. I'm on staff and I am a ministerial student. And it is my honor and privilege this morning to say welcome, to do a little reading. Specifically want to welcome anyone who is their first time here, let you know that we are very excited to have you, to meet you, to get to know you, and to show you how excited we are. We made you a welcome packet, and they are available at the front door on the main entrance when you arrive. Another thing I want to remind us about, because sometimes we forget. We are a praying community, and I know in the hustle and the bustle of our week, we forget that as members of this beautiful thing that we call Seaside, we have the honor and privilege of having 40 practitioners who love us up, who have been trained by the highest and the best to know our good. So we have these prayer request forms at the back here and at the west entrance, and if you fill one out, maybe there's a pain, maybe there's a struggle in your life, maybe there's something you are just celebrating that you would love even more of. If you submit a prayer request, we will pray for you all week long. So please take advantage of this amazing offering. In preparation for this Sunday's talk, David and I were watching Black Panther this week, getting all ready for it. And one theme that came up for me was self-awareness. So I went to Khalil Gibran in The Prophet. We're going to read today all about that through just the different characters, as Reverend Christian will tell us so much about this amazing movie. Let's look at self-knowledge. And a man said, "Speak to us of self-knowledge." And he answered, saying, "Your hearts know in silence the secrets of the days and the nights. But your ears thirst for the sound of your heart's knowledge. You would know in words that which you have always known in thought. You should touch with your fingers the naked body of your dreams. It is all well, you should. The hidden wellspring of your soul needs rise and run, murmuring to the sea, and the treasure of your infinite depths would be revealed to your eyes. But let there be no scales to weigh your unknown treasure, and seek not the depths of your knowledge with staff or sounding line, for self is a sea, boundless and measureless. Say not, I have found the truth, but rather, I have found a truth. Say not, I have found the path of the soul, but rather, I have met the soul, walking upon my path. For the soul walks upon all paths. The soul walks not upon a line, neither does it grow like a reed. The soul unfolds itself like a lotus of countless petals.
Ooh, beautiful word. It has started. Yes. Good morning, Seaside. Happy Sunday. What a great day. It is my honor to introduce our guest artist, and we just adore when you're here. You and your beautiful bride come all the way down from Los Angeles to share his music with us. Not only is he an incredible multi-instrumentalist from playing the trumpet and also the piano, he's got an incredible voice. We also get to see him every once in a while on the big screen of television. He does commercials and acting and all this stuff, and we are just so delighted to have somebody, and always dressed as sharp on top of that, by the way. That extra step does not go unnoticed, my friend. So we just love when he's here, and let's just give him a wonderful, wonderful Seaside welcome to Ray Davis.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is a song of transformation. Transformation. Started here, ended up there. It's called The Average Man. He was an average man, average face and average hands, average feet set square on the middle teeth. Satisfied with his mouth success as much as any average man could expect, until the day he was beset by his greatest fear. Yeah. It all started with a feeling so intense that time and space stood still. He said, what if I was born for greatness? What if I am really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity was never ending stars for me? Miracles and wonders was the path of the reason. Stretch and reach beyond the dark hair, but never did prefer a drawn bag and empty-handed. He said, what's an average man to do? So little time and all those things they do. Maybe I should just stick to what I understand. But he couldn't shake that feeling now. A feeling so immense it filled the whole blue sky. He said, what if I was born stars for me. Miracles and wonders was the plan for the average man. Oh, we couldn't shake that feeling now. A feeling so intense about to blow his mind. He said, what if I was born for greatness? What if I am really more than I think I am? What if mediocrity is withering the stars for me? The miracles, wonders was the plan. For the average man, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Now you sing na 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 na. Come on, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Come on, na na na. Sing na na na. Come on. That's it, that's it. Come on, na 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 na. Yeah, na 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 na.
Woo! That is Ray Davis, rocking the house. Average man, way to go. What a song for the Black Panther message this morning. What if I'm not born for mediocrity? It's not in the stars for me, born for greatness. Man, this is the guy, Black Panther T'Challa. He absolutely, that's what he's born for. And so, hey, during the summer at Seaside, what we were doing, and we were returning this Sunday for the first of the summer series of the Hidden Messages in Cinema. And it's always a lot of fun for me. And I thought I'd come out with Black Panther because at the end of last year, we had a blockbuster that was one of the highest grossing, money-making movies in cinema history. It just was phenomenal, quick to the top. And so I realized, hey, there's got to be something more here than just action hero kind of stuff. And so as I sat with it, I began to go, wow, this is powerful. It is an Afrofuturistic sci-fi epic with some Shakespearean family drama thrown in. It is poignant message of racial division and colonialism. Then you got your basic superhero kind of activity here, which is strength and justice for all. And even your heroes here have the daddy issues that the superheroes tend to have. They had good music, cool music. It had, pulse racing fight sequences and a little humor thrown in. So that is what this movie seems to be about. And what I didn't realize as I looked into this a little bit further is that Marvel movies, it's like this sequential unfoldment. This, I don't know what number it is, but there's been about 22 of them that have come out, and they're in a sequential kind of order. It's like, who would have known? I was trying to talk to Rebecca. What does this mean? She says, I don't know. I'm 2 movies away from it. So, but I got to tell you, there is deep significance in this movie from the very beginning to the very end. And the beginning, you've got this African nation that is just a symbolism of what an African nation could be if it had not been impacted by imperialism. And the key to this particular nation is that it's in a sense isolated. And the key to it is that there is the balance between tradition and the history and progress. And it is an extremely progressive community, tribe, clan, because it has something called vibranium. And so the key is taking this natural element, blending it in with tradition and not losing that. And so one of the opening scenes is you see the beautiful savanna of Africa, the incredible landscape, the animals, and then boom, you see this spaceship running on vibranium, and it goes into this mega city. And it is just... it is the balance. It's not like giving up tradition of what was. And Ernest Holmes, he's the founder of religious science. He writes, he didn't talk about Wakanda, but he did talk about our own being, in a sense, about honoring what has gone before and yet embracing the new. He says in his book, The Science of Mind, that we should never lose sight of the fact that the soul is on a pathway of an endless, ever-expanding experience, and that only by expansion can it evolve. But this does not mean that we should cast away any good the old has to offer, but that we should convert it into a greater good, accepting the lessons and the experiences of the past, and taking the very best from everything. We should press boldly forward, looking ever for the truth of the greater yet to be. And so here's Wakanda. Yeah. Forever. And so Wakanda is a nation that is just, it's hidden. It's got this bubble around it. But I got to tell you, the key to its hiding spot is it's put in plain sight. It is put right before our very eyes, which is symbolic. You say, you know what, guys? You have got the power of God, of good, right before you. There is a power in plain sight. It is the African culture that is right there, and you don't even see it. You don't see what is there, and God is everywhere. You got to learn to look and see that hidden good. I don't know why I'm holding on how to be a masterful manifester there. Other than you got to see the hidden good that is there. But, that is the thing. It has been hidden. The reason it was hidden is because it has this vibranium. It has something that has empowered this city to be progressive. It is really probably the most advanced city on the planet. It is what a city can be when a tribe or a community is working together. And so the Black Panther of that era has kept this city in isolation. It has kept it in this protective place because it had, the king had the thought that, you know what, if this vibranium got into the wrong hands, there would be a problem. If it got into the wrong hands, all of a sudden it could be used against the world. It could be used to dominate. It could be used to create problems. And so let us keep it contained within our world. Everybody here, life is working. Life is happy. This is what Wakanda looks like, a nation. And it's in plain sight, and nobody can see it because they don't have that matching vibration to see the greater good or the power that is available right before our very eyes. And that presence of God is offering us something all the time, but we don't see because we are caught up in our inability to see a greater good. We don't have to make the past wrong, but rather things begin to evolve and emerge out of that. Well, what happened within this movie is the king was at a global summit and he gets killed. And his son, the prince, T'Challa gets thrust into this. He was born for greatness. You know, mediocrity was not in his stars, but he was not necessarily a born leader. And it was something he had to grow into. And he took the ritual, the rite of passage to become the Black Panther, where they called in the other communities, the other tribes, and nobody wanted to challenge him. You know, it's yours, it was your dad's, it was good, except the one tribe that had alienated themselves because they didn't believe in vibranium. The Jari, the mountain people. And they challenged him, and they lost the challenge, and he went on. And what then happens is, after the ritual, he goes in and drinks the psychedelic purple heart herb that allows him to journey into a different dimension and connect with the previous ancestors and the Black Panthers. And he goes out to this beautiful savanna, to the ancestral tree, and the Black Panthers of previous generations jump out, and his dad comes down and transforms in front of him, gives him the mantle, empowers him, and he embraces the Black Panther-ness, if you would, of it all. Beautiful ritual. What's also going on in this movie is that the king who had died's brother, which would make the new Black Panther his uncle, he had gone to America. And his whole perspective was, we need to share vibranium with the world. That if we have something that is making a difference, you know, within our nation, we need to share it with our culture, because they are being oppressed. They are being put down by a system. And if we are able to share it with them and raise that whole community, and even if it gets into the wrong hands, if the vibranium is coming from Wakanda, we will always be able to take care of our people and be able to bring this higher consciousness of a successful community or a planet that works together. And so his father had this perspective, and all of a sudden he was looking at selling off some vibranium to some folks, and another Wakandan who was with him was there. He kind of caught him in the act of sharing it with the world for the first time. Not that it's the first time. I mean, Captain America's shield is made out of vibranium, in case you didn't know. But, you know, it's amazing how all this, all the 21 weave together. But, and so the king comes, he confronts his brother, you know, and then his brother goes to kill the other Wakanda, and the king stops his brother by taking his brother's life. Brother kills brother, kind of like a Cain and Abel thing. And he takes off, and he says, we got to keep this a secret. You know, this just cannot be known. And so he talked about the family secret, the Shakespearean family dynamics of what is going on. And so what happens in this movie is this young boy grows up in this particular neighborhood. And he has been just challenged. I mean, he lost everything. He had his father taken from him. He was oppressed by the system. He grew up in the ghettos of Oakland. And when he went through, and later in the movie, he vies and wins the position of Black Panther, and he goes through the ritual of drinking that purple heart. What is fascinating is, in a sense, the cultural divide, where you had the son of the prince who had all the ancestors. All this kid, his name is Eric. He didn't quite get the African name of T'Challa. He got Eric, which is a good name. I like it. It's Viking, but it's not African. And he goes into this other dimension and connects with his dad, and instead of all the ancestors, his dad is standing by himself, all alone, no family to back him, and all he has behind him is a TV that's statically running. And it just is a vision of Africa versus African American, a statement of the rituals of what is going on. And so Eric wants to go back to Wakanda and become the Black Panther and the king. And so there's this guy who is working on stealing, there's a piece of vibranium in a museum. And it's just a powerful scene that, Marv, you got Eric looking at this piece in the Great Britain Museum. It's just indicative of our culture.
Good morning. How can I help you?
I was just checking out these artifacts. They tell me you're the expert.
You could say that.
beautiful. Where's this one from?
The Bobo Ashanti tribe, present-day Ghana, 19th century.
For real? And what about this one?
That one's from the Edo people of Benin, 16th century.
Now, tell me about this one.
Also from Benin, 7th century, Fula tribe, I believe.
Nah.
I beg your pardon.
It was taken by British soldiers in Benin, but it's from Wakanda, and it's made out of vibranium. Don't trip. I'm gonna take it off your hands for you.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
So I'm going to have to...
Okay. So, I mean, there's a statement of our culture. Academic white female telling this kid the history of his culture. And sometimes within our academia world is we have flaws, or we don't have the full story, and yet we are professing it as the truth. And so this scene goes on where the real villain of the story kind of comes in, and working with Eric, they steal this vibranium piece and they run off. But here is a guy, it's not short of significance and meaning. This villain here is a white South American, just like reminding us of apartheid, right? And what is he doing? Taking the natural resources of an African culture. And all of a sudden the story begins to unfold that here it is, you know, just the message of the colonization, taking the natural resources of another culture that isn't yours and trying to twist the story to make it fit in a way that doesn't go. And so Claw is the bad guy here who with Eric takes his vibranium and they take off, and the people of Wakanda, the new Black Panther, along with his warriors, and warriors in Wakanda happen to be the female. They are the strength, they are the power, they are the warrior class of that. And they go into this modern city to confront Claw, to get the vibranium from them. And they are the mix of tradition as well as the modernization. You know, she's wearing a costume or wearing a disguise, but she's dressed up like a pretty white woman's supposed to look like. And she just had at some point, took the wig off her head, threw it at the crooks and the criminals, you know, and took out her spear. And, you know, for her to be dressed in a costume was so contrary to what she feels is beautiful, that the bald is sacred, that the clothes that they wear is as beautiful as they come, and the scope of a beautiful Wakanda woman is their strength and their ability to engage with nature, to be that avenue through which the divine or the spirit touches down in this world, and they stand as the representation of the power of Wakanda. It is, yeah, it's... The head scientist is T'Challa's sister, and she has taken the native natural resources that they're trying to steal, vibranium, and put it in the Black Panther suit. And now what this Black Panther suit does is it takes the natural resources, and that's what Wakanda does, is you work with nature, and it reveals to you the strength, the power, and the way in which you can use things. And so what it does is the suit will now take the power of a bullet and take the kinetic energy and transform it and convert it into a power that is, you know, comes from the outside. Ernest Holmes, he writes in his book, How to Use the Science of Mind, a wonderful passage about converting. He says that what would happen if we would convert the energy of fear to faith? That's right. The energy of doubt and uncertainty into a feeling of belonging to the universe, of being safe in this world. Would not the organizing original artist himself go forth into the new creation through us? Yes, we convert that negativity. We convert that which is going on. And so you have these warrior women who are expressing their beauty and their strength, and they did not get Claw, but Eric did. He got Claw. And now this is where the challenge came for me in the movie, because I was real clear who the villain was. It was Claw. He was the typical Marvel hero movie single-dimensional villain. And now he's gone. And all of a sudden, we now have Eric, who killed Claw and a few other folks in the process. But he's not wrong. He feels that we have this something that will help communities, nations. Even if it gets into the wrong hands, we're still in control and we can dominate, but we need to help our brothers and sisters. So he is not only not wrong, but his anger is justified in the way in which he has been brought up. Actually, his uncle killed his dad. It's not a pretty picture. And if it was another hero movie, he might actually be the hero of the movie. He comes out of oppression, victim of the system. He wasn't born a prince. He's definitely more charismatic, energetic, and strong than any other leader in this movie. But he doesn't have leadership qualities that T'Challa was developing. He didn't have the benevolence. He didn't have the honoring of the females, which doesn't go over very big in a Wakanda culture. He had an authoritarian approach and an abuse of women, and what T'Challa had was a growing and emergence into his leadership role. He didn't realize that he was born for greatness. Mediocrity wasn't in his stars. There was something inside of him that had to begin to unite the tribes that didn't support him in the leadership. And he went out to the Jabari tribe and said, hey guys, we need to come together as a community of Wakanda to begin to do the right thing here. And what is interesting also about T'Challa is that all of a sudden he begins to realize that he's able to hear, and this is leadership, that he is able to hear that, some of the points of view that Eric has makes a lot of sense. That was my struggle with the story. Who is right here? Who is wrong here? You've got his dad's approach, which was isolationism and nonviolence, and then you had Eric's approach, which was intervention and violence. They were symbolic, if you would, of Martin Luther King would be T'Challa and the nonviolence approach, and Malcolm X would be Eric's approach, whatever means is necessary. But the tragic part is both sides of these debate wanted the same thing. This is the movie that's doesn't have this clear-cut path, and so we are left as the spectators trying to grapple with these ethical questions. What's right here? What is going on here? What is it that, what is the highest and best? And what we came to realize is if T'Challa had listened to his girlfriend at the beginning of the movie, we wouldn't have to go through all of this. She was one of those warriors, and Nakia said to him, it's kind of like both. She said it's not isolationism, but it is nonviolence and aid. You contribute what you can to the community. But he didn't quite get to that spot. There was the epic battle between the two Black Panthers fighting, and they were falling through this void, through the space, symbolic as neither one has the ground. Neither side is absolutely, totally right. And all of a sudden, they fall and they go and they battle it out, and Eric is finally stabbed by T'Challa. And as he's dying, he said, I just wanted to see the beautiful Wakanda my father spoke of. And so in his dying moments, T'Challa, the Black Panther, takes him to the edge of a cave, and he looks out and he sees the spectacular beauty overlooking anything. And the Black Panther says, with vibranium, we can probably save your life. And what Eric says is that I don't want that. I want to be thrown in the ocean like my ancestors, the slaves that jumped off the boat who would rather die than live in bondage. What's powerful about that is his ancestors were not the Wakandans because he was never taken back, but his ancestors were of the African American as opposed to the Wakandan. His ancestors were those that came before him and blazed the path and the lineage in which he was part of. And so with that, Eric went ahead and recognized that, we need to work with the tribes. We need to be willing to share, because if you do not share, then the warmonger will come to the Jabari and unite them against you. We need to share what it is with who we have and the communities we have to share it with. And so as he began to realize that it is in the sharing, he was willing to take a stand. He was willing to stand up and say that my father was wrong for trying to keep it a secret with what he did with my uncle. He was wrong for trying to keep it isolated, though it may have been the appropriate thing, but it was time to open up. And Nakai, the girlfriend, said to him, and you get to decide what kind of king you're going to be. See, the sins of the father in the Bible tell us, they come upon the kid. But you're the one who decides, I'm going to sever this tie. I'm the one who's going to end this pattern now. I'm going to decide what kind of man I'm going to be. Am I going to be the ordinary man? Or am I going to be one who is open? Ernest Holmes talks about being open at the top. And so I know that as we begin to open ourselves up, we begin to discover that which seems to have been hidden is right there before us, and we have so much more to share with the world. And so I want to end here today with the closing statement that the Black Panther made to the United Nations. And those of you that are familiar with Marvel superhero movies, is when the credits roll, you never turn it off, because there's always a post scene that kind of wraps everything up. And so here I was grappling who was right and who was wrong, and I come to the realization that it is the integration of nonviolence and aid. The movie ends with him giving aid to that place in Oakland, bringing in a house, and they decided they were going to share the scientific revelations of vibranium with the world, because Marvel, the way it goes, is the world's probably going to have to unite to save itself against some alien forces, but that's probably movie number 27. So anyway, I end with T'Challa's speech to the United Nations with his girlfriend, Nakia, on one side, his sister, who created as the scientist of the community, on the other side, and the lead warrior, Okoye. And they're standing there looking at him as he shares with the United Nations and the world. Remember, there is symbolism all throughout this movie. Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we, as brothers and sisters on this earth, should treat each other. Now, more than ever, the illusion of division threatens our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe. God bless you, my brothers and sisters. Hey. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring Ray Davis back to the keyboards.
This is a song of unity, and it's one way. It tells the story of someone observing from their own domicile, just taking a look at the world around and seeing how things could be in a world that works for everyone. By the way, in the song there will be a dog, specifically a puggle named Kitty. Just go with it. sitting outside with a cup of hot tea, checking out the panorama of the world before me. I'm singing, how do you do? I got the sun in the sky and the earth under my feet, the wind blowing kisses and caresses all over me, singing, we love you. Hey, little wide world. Hey, little wide world. Well, the sweet Mr. Smitty, while his niece is in town, he walks her puggle named Kitty, all bouncy black and brown. I'm saying, how do you do? And Miss Doris and Morris, they got married last June. She does yoga in the morning, he prefers the afternoon. I hear them saying, I love you, baby. Hey, little wide world. All of us one underneath the sweet sun. It's a wide world. Hey, little wide world. So many souls to know and so much love to show. It's a wide world. When I close my eyes, all I see is light, light and life and love. All that's good and right. So with eyes wide open, I see the goodness and mercy just follow me all my days, all my I see the farmers market's got a lot of people today. They're living local and organic, and as they pass my way, I'm singing, hey, how y'all doing? Well, there's a lady having trouble with her bags over there, and right away another lady says, sister, have no care, I'll help you, I'll help you. I love
Hey. That is Ray Davis. Nice job, Ray. I still love that line, the ancestors blowing blessings all over me. I accept it. I love that. Oh, how graphic. Hey, okay, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to unite together in the giving and the sharing and supporting our community. We become an integral piece of this community to be able to share this light with the world and the principles and the ideas and the presence of God in our unique way. And so we take this moment and touch within and feel how we have been blessed by the presence of God and how we can step boldly into life with a courageousness and find a deeper sense of security that comes and a deeper sense of peace that comes when we recognize our source and our power is no longer hidden, but is right there within, and is right there before us. And the more we acknowledge that and participate in supporting that with our energy, what we find is it reciprocating back in our life with the richness and the blessings and those things that we hold near and dear to our heart and our soul. And so I invite you to look within your heart right now and see what it is you have to contribute to support Spirit's work. And with that, I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time. I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew. Thank you to those who mail in your contributions when you cannot be here on a Sunday. It's greatly appreciated, as well as those who participate with the auto tithe. That opportunity to allow yourself to be in that systematic remembering a Spirit is your partner, is your creator, is that artist that Ernest talks about. And so with that, I want to share this prayer. I not only want to, I am sharing this prayer of gratitude with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where the fullness of the divine absolutely has its way in ever expanding kinds of expressions. So with joy, I take that which has touched my life and enriched my life and share that. I send it forth into this wonderful stream, knowing that it brings blessings to everywhere I give. I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the opportunity to be able to reflect and to move from the conceptual concept of circulation to actually being a practicer of this expression. And so with joy, I share this love, and with joy, I live in that loving flow of life. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are your guys from Seaside, including Ray Davis blowing that trumpet. We got our board president right here, Tina. Hey, thank you for just bringing forth the gift of the community. And I can feel the love that's just poured forth from everyone's heart and soul. For truly, Seaside is a community. It is together that we're able to stand and to share that light and to share the truth principles and know that truly these ideas are multidimensional and just truly transcultural. For the blessings of Spirit is upon all those of consciousness who are able just to unite in this wonderful place of light and love. And so from this loving place, we share this gift that has blessed our life, and it is received with a sense of joy and blessings. And so Seaside takes this gift for which you have sent forth, and we pass it forth and allow it to continue to bring the blessings and the love and all the good that has been given with this moment. And so we say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this wonderful stream and movement of the abundant flow through our life and into the world. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is. Amen. All right. It is. This is Tina Lazazo, your board president here at Seaside, and just always taking good care of us. Ray, man, you're just so good. I just love it when you and Lori drive down south to be with us. And I understand you just did a gig, a scene with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and so we'll be looking for that. What will it be on?
I don't know when it's going to be on, but it's on Ballers.
Okay. Well, all right, we'll keep an eye open for that. Rebecca, always a joy to share Sunday morning with you. Great new song, music. Love your dance, your dress, all that. That's good. Oh, Audra, what a joy to share Sundays with us. Not only do you keep us going in the week, you keep us going on Sundays. So, Audra Nicole, thank you. Giving us sound today is Ed Reeves. Thank you very much. Marv, thank you for taking that video I gave you at 5 minutes for the hour and putting that in there. Nothing like flowing with it. So anyway, and you guys at home, I want to thank the wonderful camera crew and those in the editing booth that we never see. I just got a list of individuals that continues to grow every week. Our corporate pilot flying his Gulfstream. He's in James Kaplan's in Coeur d'Alene today. We got Darla and Debbie and Jessica. We got David Goldberg, who spoke a couple weeks ago. So, hey, David, the Ernest Holmes quote I used today, the second one about converting fear to faith, comes from page 163 of Living the Science of Mind out of the 15th day of July in your magazine that you gave everybody. So check on it. See if I'm telling the truth. July 15th, everybody got the magazine from David. So right after service, the basic ideas of the Science Mind class, Ginny is going to be offering that with Dennis in the room behind the kitchen, the Emerson room. So if you have some questions and want to know about the basics, that's available, no cost to you. On Monday, every Monday, we have the wonderful sound bowl meditation. It is just a vibrational delight. It is ecstasy. Takes you out of your physical realm. It's wonderful. So Monday nights. Following Sunday, there's a fun class being offered, the metaphysical meaning of Hitchcock movies. So you might want to keep that. It goes perfectly with our summer theme of the hidden messages of the cinema. And I'm excited everybody got the bookmark. You know how to be a masterful manifester. It gives you all sorts of benefits of taking this class that I am not able to read without my assistance, but I can manifest it, I'm sure. Later. But anyway, it's a wonderful class. It's quick. It's 3 weeks. I will give you the keys on how to be a masterful manifester. Sign up today. As soon as you sign up, good starts happening because you set yourself in motion. I'll also send you a letter tomorrow, so make sure you sign up and get us your email. And I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday nights from 6:30 to 8. But if you're not going, still, every time you see this, you put it in a book. It's just powerful. How to be a masterful manifester. Even if you didn't take the class, it's going to trigger that in your thinking. So it's powerful. Natalia, an answer to prayer, our new youth and family director. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look at your consciousness already expanding our youth program. And so I just want to go public that it takes a lot of help on a Sunday morning. You've got at least 3 classrooms with 2 teachers in a classroom, 4 classes. That's 2 times 3 is 6, and do that twice. That's 12, and the teens is 14 volunteers every week you need. You deliver curriculum to them. But I guess what I'm saying is if you guys want a great blessing to spend time with our youth, you will be given such a gift and a present by just being there for them for an hour. And if you want to help out, see Natalia, give her your name and number, and she'll let you know what hour, or you can let her know what hour works for you. So, welcome. We're going to hear more from you someday, but I want to talk to the kids right now. Yeah, what do you want to share? Another flower. You are a flower child. Thank you. Did you want to say something?
This art project.
Very nice. Woo. Yeah. What would you like to say?
Well, I made something like a present for my mom and dad.
Oh, mom and dad, man. Those are good points, man. I hear your dad. Anybody else? Woo, standing home from Papa. Yes.
I made a heart and another heart sticking together, so it looks like kind of 3D, and on it says, "I love you guys."
Nice. Love's the key. Man, that's for sure. Hey, did they tell you they're having a pool party at Callie's in my house in 2 weeks? Sunday afternoon on the 21st, pool party. Bring your bathing suit. Plan to come on over. We're cooking something. I don't know what. I just need to show up. So anyway, hey, let's say together our wonderful affirmation for our children, and that is, we see you, we love you, and we support you in your magnificence. And hey, and with that said, I'm going to pray. I just want to remind us the healing and the prayer is what this service is about. The message and the music, as wonderful as it is, it leads us in consciousness to that place where we can be receptive to that good that has been hidden and is now revealed. You know, and so I invite us, and any of the spiritual practitioners that are here today, I invite you to stand, so we all can feel this upliftment of this divine emanation. For there is a power and a presence that is always available, but right now I make myself available to that wonder of that presence of God, that intelligence, that first cause, that first breath, that intelligence, the artist, the creator, and feel that wonderful touch in this beautiful time in your life, and know right now that the gifts of God are upon you. That you are one with this wonderful life source. That you are one with Spirit in this moment. And as you feel this wonderful unifying expression of Spirit, you come into that wonderful vibration. You come into sync with the Spirit itself as you, touching you in this moment. And it's in this place that you begin to see, as that Black Panther did, looking out upon the kingdom of Wakanda, what it is like when it is not impacted by the outside influences. Look upon your kingdom and know what it is like when it is pure heaven, pure God made manifest. Feel and sense and know that it is right. It is right for you to experience that wonderful experience of Spirit, presenting you a wonderful kingdom, a community to grow, to evolve, to live in, that all of a sudden you become an attracting factor of those who resonate at the same vibration, the same awareness, the same kind of consciousness that allows you to break through previous ceilings and previous levels of awareness, and you begin to grow and to expand in the greater realization and revelation of the presence of God and the good that is ever available, even in the midst of challenge and difficulty and controversy. For truly the blessings and the grace of God need no longer be hidden, no matter where we find ourselves. And so if there's anyone here today experiencing anything less than the grace of God, caught up in the human experience of the fear or the challenge or the difficulty, you know, the struggle, the limitation, the discomfort in the physical form, the not knowing how to be within relationship. Know that these are human experiences. They are the physical reality of what is unfolding. But you have that vibranium. You have that God vibration. You have that deeper something that is seeking to lift you to a greater way so you can become a greater contributor to the ever-expanding collective community of consciousness for greater good upon this planet. For we have been called for times such as this to be deliverers of a new story, of a new message, of a new thought, not caught up in the limitation, not caught up in isolation, but rather we have been called to bring forth the gifts of God, for our planet needs you now. We find a courage, a courageousness to stand forth. And as we stand upon this holy ground, being that wonderful transparency, that conduit, anything unlike it falls away. And we begin to be that divine emanation. Healing happens in the body. All the resources that are necessary to bring forth the divine visions for which we have been entrusted are in place, unfolding in its perfect expression. What I know right now is there something good going on in this world because of you. We are adding to the collective consciousness of this community. And this community is being called to add to the greater consciousness of this nation for peace and security and love, well-being. And this community of this nation is being asked to contribute to the consciousness of this planet for peace and well-being. And brothers and sisters, where borders are irrelevant, for truly there is something powerfully good taking place. And it begins right now within the heart and the soul of each and every one of us. At the cellular level, that innate blueprint is activated to be what it is intended to be within your body, to allow you to step forth, to create in your world of affairs that which is in your heart and soul, so you can contribute that to the greater emergence of God made manifest, and that this kingdom no longer be kept under a bubble, no longer kept under a bushel. It is no longer about what Dad did or didn't do. It is about what I am, and I am the I amness of God in this moment. And that each and every one of us knows the truth of who we are. Grateful for our journey, for our path, for our culture, for who we are and where we have come from, and excited about what it is we have to bring and contribute to where it is we are going in this world. The world hungers for you. And I'm grateful to stand as a witness to that deliverance, of that greater good. For every prayer request brought to this community that sits in our prayer request chest, I know is now answered. Finding the most direct means of expression into everyone's lives, and that each and every one becomes the wonderful expression and the manifester of that divine made manifest. And what I know right now is that Seaside continues to grow, it continues to thrive, it continues to shine its light bright and to be brave in its expression of the spiritual principles of truth. And I'm grateful for the healing that comes for the result of these words, the healing that comes in our individual lives as this family continues to grow and to evolve. I'm grateful that something powerful is taking place in our lives as an individual, but also as a community. It is thriving, it is growing, and making a difference, because each and every one of us is an important part. So I let go to this deep knowingness. I let go to spirit. I trust and I believe with an unshakable conviction in the divine right action that absolutely has its way of expression in this moment, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let go. And this is what you have to say. Come on, Seaside. I believe and I let go. The Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God, to no more struggle.
And our affirmation for the week is, I always know what is the highest and best to do. Together, I always know what is the highest and best to do. Touch your heart and say that again. I always know what is the highest and best to do. One more time, like it's your truth. I always know what is the highest and best to do. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love, I'm living in peace, I'm living my life for what I believe, through joys and through fears. In this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living